So today we have a special guest, Moshe Alvarez the second. Or is that just the second?
No, I'm the first.
So the second is just because your account got hacked and you had to make
Oh,
right?
that, yes.
Right. That's
My
what
Facebook
I thought.
page, yeah.
Moshe Alvarez 2.
Right.
Which also explains why there are two Kahler fan pages that are...
Yes.
I thought you were going to take one of those down.
I never got around to it. I figured people keep joining one or the other, and it was a hassle. Oh, join this other one because I'm closing this other one down, but people keep joining. So it's like,
Yeah, fair enough.
yeah.
What we're going to talk about today is our social media, in particular, the Facebook aspect, because I would say for the most part, the people that are on there are very regular and really awesome.
Yeah.
Right. Like mostly. And then every now and then we'll get a weird outlier that will pop up out of nowhere.
Yep.
And they will do some pretty inappropriate shit.
If we can speak that, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The boss is not here right now. So this one.
Sorry, Gary.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? We're going to ask forgiveness instead of permission.
Word.
My favorite one. And before I even mention this, I want to say that once again, the people that are on there regularly are awesome.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They're awesome. They're great.
That's the rule. Yeah.
Yeah. Like out of everybody, maybe 1%, just like a dick. You remember the angry Australian guy?
Yes. Yes, because I had to deal with that guy through email as well.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I mean, I don't know if people know, I'm the guy who, when you call Kahler for technical information, I'm the guy that answers.
That's the guy.
Yeah.
Right there. And then sometimes he'll refer you guys to me because I've got access to all our stuff here. So a lot of times if there's something on the Kahler Facebook page where it's like, hey, here's how you adjust your intonation on a 2500.
Yes, which I had happen.
Yeah,
I've never owned a 2500, so I wasn't sure where some of the adjustments were.
Yeah.
Turns out on the 2500, the intonation was what?
Underneath?
Underneath, yeah.
Just like a killer. And in fact, anybody who's got a 2500 out there, find yourself a used killer. And it's a direct swap.
So that's the swap. Okay, that's another common question I get.
There you go.
And I have to call you. It's like, which is the swap? That's Spider or the killer?
Yeah, it's the killer.
Yeah. Well, it's another unit we don't make anymore.
No, that's why you got to find a used one.
Yeah. Have you seen what they go for, though?
They're about to blow up.
Yeah.
Because as soon as people realize what's going on with it, and we're different Australian guy was convinced he wore his killer out, took it to his luthier. The guy put in one of the really cheap knockoff Floyd copy wannabes.
Yeah.
Do you remember this at all, or was this completely in-house? Okay.
No, I remember.
Yeah, and so the guy begged, please find me a killer in the warehouse somewhere, and I was like, sorry, dude, but you show me a picture. His studs were worn out. That was the only thing that was wrong. The killer is fairly indestructible. But let's talk about the other Australian guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so this guy, he got a guitar with, I think, an old used 2300. And my guess would be that he bought this guitar used somewhere and it was missing a part. And he was like, well, I'll show you. I'm a bargain hunter or whatever. And he sent you a message saying, I need, one fine tuner?
Yeah.
Two fine tuners?
No, I think it was just one.
One fine tuner. So the fine tuners here, we sell them in sets of 6.
Yep.
Because you know what? You wouldn't go to McDonald's and ask them to sell you one McNugget.
I only need one.
Need one. Doesn't matter. They come in sets of 6. And we have to do that because if we just sit here and start parting things out, we go out of business. We can't do that. It'd be great if we could. It'd be great if we could give these bridges away to everybody. We can't do that.
We try to work with everyone's like, oh, you need just a cup, whatever it is, a screw.
Yeah.
We get that all the time. I need a screw.
All the time.
Sometimes we may be able to pull it off. Like, you know what? I think we can do it for this, for whatever the reason. But there are times where we just can't do anything about it. And on top of that, when we're shipping to a place like Australia, the shipping is beyond what,
Yeah.
We have nothing to do with that.
We have nothing to do with that.
You think I only need a screw. You're going to charge me how much for shipping?
Yeah. Yeah. That was the interesting thing, too, about this particular guy who was so angry. He lost his mind because it was like, well, I only need one of these. And it was like, well, we only sell them in sets of 6. But then we made a special exception for him. And we were like, okay, you know what? We'll find you one from our used parts that
which he was happy with and he was aware of.
Yeah.
So.
And then we were like, okay, now the shipping though is gonna be insane. It's like $50.
That's exactly $50.
Yeah, it's $50.
Yeah.
And you know what? $50 for one screw is outrageous. And we know that. So then he started screaming and hollering and saying, now this was before I got involved. And then I saw it and I got in there and went, whoa. Hey buddy, hold on. What if maybe just to calm everything down, we give you the screw, but you do have to pay shipping. And he gave us my favorite insult. You and your pig-faced executives. I still say that to this day.
Yeah, because there's like 50 or 60 of us here.
Right? Yeah, there are 50 people like living off the sweat and the toil of our poor blue-collar workers. Meanwhile, okay, the machinists make more money here than anybody, and they are our blue-collar guys.
Yep.
And you know what? Most of them have been with us for 40 years. You and I make less money, far less money than the machinists. Gary makes no money. Right. Gary has not collected a dime from this company in over 10 years in order to keep the prices down and keep us as competitive as possible. And this guy lost his mind and he said, no, it's too late. I'll never forget this. I am a very influential person and I am in very many Kahler groups and I will go on there and I will expose you and let everybody know.
By the way, I run all those pages.
Yes, that was the funny thing, right? So he goes on, he starts complaining about us on the pages that you run and that I probably post on more than anybody else.
But he gave you the modern day, do you know who I am?
Yeah, do you know who I am? Yeah. I am the most important guitar player in Australia. And he said he'd throw the thing in the trash before I remember that. Yeah. You and your pig-faced executives trying to live off the sweat of us common working people. It was like
you have no idea.
It's like, dude, you probably make more money than us. This is definitely not something you're in it for the money. No.
Bob helped me get in here. Bob Smith.
Yeah.
And when they needed somebody to do what I do, which is, I answer the phones, do technical information, e-sales and stuff. They didn't even bother interviewing anybody else. They're like, yeah, we want you to do it. And I used Kahler, used them as long as I can remember. So it was.
Well, you actually created the fan page before you ever worked here, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, years before.
Yeah.
I think I was still working at Carvin at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, my page got hacked. I started the second page because I lost control of that first one.
Right.
Thankfully, I can't think of his name now.
No, me neither, but man.
Wolfson, I think is his last name.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. He got, I don't know how it works. He got control of the page. I guess Facebook said, hey, you're a part of this group. You want to take over as admin. He reached out to you?
I saw him as admin, so I reached out to him and I said, how did this happen? And he said what you just said.
Yeah.
And he was like, listen, I'm only hanging on to it until the rightful owner comes in and asks for it back, which you did, and then he gave it back.
I got lucky that he was the guy that got it, because he was like, oh, yeah, man, here you go. And now there's 2 Kahler pages, so that's why there's 2.
That's why there are
3, if you count the official
group. Yeah. I think that everybody pretty much belongs to all 3.
Yeah, I figure, if somebody comes in it from one page, I mean, I don't care, as long as they know where to go for all Kahler related questions and concerns.
Yeah, and you know what? We do our
so.
very best to answer those questions as quickly as we can.
And we do. We answer all emails, all phone calls.
Yeah.
Anyone who calls, if I don't pick up right away, because I'm usually doing other things too, leave a message. I will call you back. Or send an email. Email is king. If you want the quickest reply, send an email.
Yeah.
But if it's something technical, has to do with the setup, or it's definitely the time to pick up the phone and call.
Yeah.
Going through that and running a novel size email, it's oftentimes easier just to get someone on the phone and go over things that way. So
right, and we're actually trying to put together a way to do like a video conferencing thing directly from the workbench over there, probably through Discord.
Nice.
To where I can look at whatever the people have, and then I can switch the camera angle, and they can see exactly what I'm doing to solve the problem they have. I just dropped Glenn Fricker off.
Yeah,
and
hey Glenn.
What's up, Glenn? Glenn,
Alex. We'll see you next time, I guess, whenever that is.
Whenever that is. Yeah. Glenn and Alex, they came here. They checked out the Kahler stuff. They're helping us out with the Judas Priest. Glenn tipped in auction guitar to raise money for his Parkinson's charity. Glenn Fricker being this huge Judas Priest fan. And in fact, we just saw the concert last night. So that was exceptionally cool. But anyway, point being that we're super busy, and then the Las Vegas Trade Show is in like
November 8th, 9th, 10th.
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh my God. It's coming up so quick. I've got a handful of guitars I have to do. Got to keep on editing these podcasts. Can't fall behind on that. All this other stuff. So setting up the Discord thing, that's going to have to wait until mid-November, provided nothing else comes up. But anyway, I do want to say, though, getting back to the Facebook group, the people that are in that group, and please, if you are not subscribed and you have Facebook and like, oh, I want to be one of the cool people, join it. We'd love to have you. Absolutely. But this guy went on and he started bashing us as a company.
Yeah. Mind if I say something?
Please.
This is a rarity.
Extremely.
Almost never happens. But and a lot of times when things come in, someone's being negative. A lot of times, it's one of those things where we
almost always smooth it over.
Yeah,
almost always. This guy wasn't having it.
Yeah,
though. He just wasn't. We tried everything we could. We really tried to calm him down, and he just said no. You know what? No, it's too late for that. You're not going to ship it to me for free. This is your fault that on this, and it was a bridge from like the 80s. It was on like an 80s Charvel. He was like, no, you're not going to ship me a new one of these completely for free. So I'm going to go and I'm going to crucify you, and everybody will get behind me and say, oh, Kahler's so awful, and thank God for showing us the way, Mr. Australian Savior. And all our people just crucified him.
Yeah. It's like, no, that's not how they are at all. They're helpful. They're really nice. And thank you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That was just the best. It really, I was like, I felt like the Grinch that stole Christmas. Like my heart grew 3 times, 3 sizes that day.
They love us.
I was like, oh, it's like everybody cares about what we're doing. That's so awesome. And it really was. I just got to say to this guy, if he happens to see this one day and he's like, I'm that guy and I'm so mad. It's like, dude, just take a deep breath, come back and let's try it again. Because you know what? Everybody gets one, right?
Sure.
Everybody gets one. Everybody gets it. And, we don't want you to throw away the bridge. One thing he did accuse us of, though, was proprietary threads. And, I don't think any of our threads are proprietary. They're all SAE. I think 440 is like one of our most common sizes. Mm-hmm. But you know what? If you're in Australia and you've got a hardware store close by, you can probably find the size that you're looking for. Yeah. Now, it might not have the same hex head on it. maybe it'll have a Phillips head instead.
But hey, that $50, if it's too much,
right?
Function over aesthetics, at that point.
Exactly. So yeah, that's the whole point. The main thing is make sure you don't try to cram anything metric on these things.
Yeah.
Just that will hurt something.
Yep.
Hopefully the metric piece you're trying to put on there.
Especially if it's something like the
2500?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, don't try to. Once again, if you have a 2500, go on eBay or Reverb, find a used killer, change it. That is the best advice that I could give to it. The 2500 was made to meet a price point. Gary tried to tell the people who wanted it, listen, we need to put a couple more bucks into this thing, or there will be problems. And they said, nope, we want it for this price. And Gary was right.
Yeah.
And he hates talking about that bridge, but he's not here.
Yeah.
So
thanks for lunch, by the way, Gary.
Oh man, it was delicious. It's pumpkin spice season, and I got some pumpkin spice cheesecake. Oh, brings out my inner Karen. Love it. Delicious. Yeah. Didn't ask to speak to the manager though. So pretty much it.
That's
just
it, right?
Just want to say that we love our players that that use this stuff. We bend over backwards to try to help you guys in every way that we can. And sometimes it's really easy when something goes wrong and you're frustrated and you get tunnel vision. Sometimes it's hard to take a step back and go like, wow, I'm maybe being a little unreasonable.
And that's what we give everyone, a chance to like, hey, you got a little hot there, it's okay.
And you know what? We'll never bring it up.
No.
We'll never say, hey, no, didn't you do this? Or we won't even say like, well, don't you want to apologize? Or no, we'll never do that. It's like, you know what? Everybody's entitled to a bad day every now and then.
Yep.
You get something, you think you got a deal on it, and then all of a sudden you find out that, oh, well, I got a deal on this because it's going to be kind of tough to deal with.
Yep.
And then you get, so it's understandable. That's really all I have to say. You got anything to add?
No, not really. Just thank you everyone out there for playing Kahler and spreading the word. Keep it up. If you have any questions, give me a ring.
Yeah.
What's the number? 702-997-3049, or send us an email at sales@kahlerusa.com. Like I said, I answer all phone calls. If I don't answer right away, leave a message. I will call you back. I call everybody back.